I'll be the first to say it. I was wrong. We didn't peak in May. We did go up $10,000 on our median residential home price for the month of June. Reporting on the 1st of July here now that it's 9:30 at night. My kids are in bed and I'm doing a market update for y'all. Our median price point went up by 10K. And the other thing that kind of confirms what I think this means is our price per square foot went down, which means people were buying bigger homes. So that's why your median price point was a little bit higher and your price per square foot went down a little bit as people were buying bigger houses and getting a better deal on them, which is not unusual for this time of year. Okay. It's interesting stuff though. The thing that shows the market has really changed as far as the dynamic and the shift in the market is a months of supply. And the media is always a few months behind on this. I had a buyer consult the other day and she was super savvy because she was saying, it seems like things have slowed down, but nobody's talking about that yet. I was like, yeah, thank you. You get it. If you're in the market, you feel that things slowed down. And that's pretty normal seasonally, but it happened a little early this year. But people were buying the bigger stuff. And you can see closed listings was down significantly. We did hit the peak as far as how many homes sold for the month. And our median price and average price went up a little bit because people were buying the bigger houses, but not nearly as many people were buying as they did the previous month. I expect this number to adjust a little bit because I am reporting data on the first day of the month. The end of the month was Thursday, Friday. I think people will enter some data here over the next couple of days for closings that happened last week. So I think this will go up a little bit. I don't think it'll go up more than like 3,700. So it will still be down a pretty good chunk from last month as far as the number of closings that happened for the 7-county Denver metro market. As I always mentioned, that's my data set that I look at. But the months of supply was up to 2.9 months of available supply for June. I love months of supply, and people call it absorption rate. It quantifies the speed of the market. How many buyers to how many sellers, how much demand to how much supply. What this means is the amount of buyers in the market to absorb the available inventory or our current supply. It would take 2.9 months for all those houses to sell with our current demand. But you can see that's the highest in the last few years out of any month, not seasonally, period. That is the highest months of supply in the last 5 years. How far back do we have to go? Here's the fun part, guys. 2013. You have to go back to fall, October, November of 2013 to match the current months of inventory that we have for the 7-county Denver metro market. Now, the interesting thing is that's not by price point. That's for the market as a whole, big picture. But every house is its own market. Every price point is its own market. Every neighborhood is its own market. So I'm going to show y'all at the end. I break this down into different price points, which is really like different typical buyer segments of our current market and how different that data becomes, which as a giant nerd, I love. And I'm going to talk about for the next month until I'll do the next market update because I think that is so cool and so interesting. But this is what quantifies why our market as a whole feels so slow right now. If you're going to open houses, if you're seeing houses that have been sitting on the market and the days on market's going to creep up. It always does this time of year anyway. And it's going to continue to go up because we're in an election year. And unless the rates come down significantly to drive some buyer demand, it's going to continue to do what it does seasonally. But to be here in June already, and that was a fall market in 2013. So let's see. There we go. June of 2013, 3 months of inventory. And it crept up and then less people listed in the fall. It was a long time ago, guys. That's how long it's been since our market has felt this slow. A couple other big data points I'm going to hit, and then I'm going to down in the weeds for y'all based on price point because I like playing in the data. So if you want to come with me, great. If not, that's okay too. Days in MLS. So how long it takes for a property to go under contract is 12 for June. I expect that to go up. As you can see, things slowly taper off for the fall. And we usually peak out in December and January. I think we'll probably peak in maybe November this year. I think things are going to pick up in December. And that's based on a lot of people a lot smarter than me saying that's based on election year. Once the election happens, the world didn't end. I guess I should go buy a house. I've been waiting and I haven't done it. So we'll see how the year ends. This is going to continue to climb. The houses are going to sit around longer. It happens every year. So that's our median days on market. Our average is up to 27 and it's going to keep going up. Okay. For the market as a whole, on average, it's taking about 12 showings to get under contract. These are conversations that I'm having with my sellers of how many showings have we had? What's the feedback been? If we're not getting an offer in 12 showings, what do we need to change? Okay. What's the feedback we've been getting that we can do something about? All right. Is it price? Is it condition? Is it presentation? Showings per listing There seems to be one of two things happening for sellers. This not only anecdotal, but data supported. And talking to a lot of other agents in the market, this seems to be the consensus right now. The buyers that are out there are waiting for the right place. And as soon as your place comes up, if it's the right place, presented, positioned, and priced well, it'll get snatched up pretty quick. Okay? That's why there's such a difference on the days in MLS between the median and the average. Some of those houses are going in 3, 4, 5 days. The rest are sitting. And so our average is ending up somewhere in the middle, right? But those showings per listing, it's either going to go really quick or be prepared for a long haul. So making sure that property is prim and perfect and ready to go the second you hit the market, because that's your best shot to get those buyers that are out there waiting for the right place. Because once they see it, if it's not right, they're not going to go back 3 or 4 weeks and 5 weeks later and check it out. They're just not going to. Not a ton of traffic out there, but make sure the traffic you get up front, you are ready, and that house is looking as good as possible. Now we're going to get down in the weeds a little bit and do some fun stuff. Okay, this is really busy. Let me give you some ground rules on where I laid things out here. All I did was take that one data line that we had for all 7 county metro residential properties. The previous one included townhomes, single family, condo, and multifamily. All I did was take all of that and I just split it out into a few price brackets. And I split it down to 400K or less, 400 to 750, 750 to 1.2 million, and 1.2 million and up. And each one of these represents a typical buyer segment of the market right now. Your 400K or less are going to be your first-time buyers, your condo townhome buyers, people that are downsizing. So entry price point to our Denver market. Your 400 to 750 are going to be either your first-time single-family home buyers, maybe somebody that has a 1-bedroom condo and wants to move up to a 2-bedroom townhouse, things like that. Either your smaller property move-up buyers or lower-end move-up buyers, or somebody that's buying their first single-family home. Your 400 to 750 are going to be your most rate-sensitive buyers for the most part. Your 400 or less, they're just happy to get approved for a lot of things. They're either buying cash because they're downsizing, or they're happy to get approved to buy something just so they can stop renting, even though it's going to cost them more to buy than it is to rent right now, which is what I talked about last month. But 400K to 750 buyers are really volatile right now because it's really affected by the rate. So if the rate goes up a little bit, the buyers come out of the market. If the rate goes down a little bit, the buyers come back in. They're very rate sensitive. Your 750 to 1.2 are going to be your move-up buyers. People that have a 2-bedroom townhouse or condo, maybe a smaller 3-bedroom single-family home, and they want to sell that and buy something else. Or maybe they want to keep that and rent it and buy something else and move up a little bit bigger. Yes, they're sensitive to the rate, but a 1/4 point difference in the rate is not going to make or break their ability to purchase the house. There's a little bit more flex in their monthly budget, and they're like, oh, it costs $5,600 a month instead of $52. That sucks. I'm still going to do it because they can tolerate a little bit more of variability in the rate. The 1.2 buyers and up, smaller buyer demand segment of the market. A lot of those move up buyers are capping things at maybe 1.1, 1.2. 1.2 to 1.3 seems to be this natural cutoff of, I'm going to buy what I want because it's the right house. And when the right house comes up, I'll buy it. It tends to be people that have flexibility in the budget. If they're getting a loan, it's just for their convenience because they don't want to pull cash out of things, or maybe they do need to get a loan, but they're not nearly as rate affected. But look at our months of supply here. It doesn't look crazy, right? So I was just talking about how let me go back over to months of supply, how this 2.9 months of supply is the highest it's been since 2013 for the Denver metro market. But that's overall. When we're looking at this on individual price breaks, it's not really as crazy, but it just shows it's not that bad. It's not that bad, by price point. Now, one thing I do find really interesting and look at the months of supply of the 400,000 or less is 2.9 months. So right on target with the current months of supply for the entire metro market. However, that is really high for entry-level housing here. Let's see how far we have to go back. And this is where things get fun. So you're going to get crazy with me. Look at how big the spreads were historically between the different price segments, okay? And then everything converged in 21 and 22 when anybody was buying anything. You could stick a sign in the yard and people would be knocking each other over to come buy. It didn't matter how much it cost. And then we're starting to diverge a little bit again, but only from your, I'll call it luxury housing 1.2 and up. And then everything else is sticking pretty close. So it's just amazing to me at how much of a gap there was. But look, we haven't had the almost 3 months of inventory of $400,000 or less housing since November of 2012. That was a really slow market, guys. Granted, we were coming out of 08, 09, 2010. All of that crap was slow. But that's a lot of inventory at the entry-level price point. That goes to show you just how slow things are feeling as a whole, but how spoiled we've gotten with how quick houses have sold. It also just goes to show how different every little price segment of the market is. I want to hit one more just that I found interesting. And I'm going to zoom this back in because this is a ton of data. The next fun thing is negotiation. How much you get off the list price as buyers, or how much the sellers are willing to negotiate. Look at this. Properties listed at $400,000 or less are selling for a lower percentage of the list price than stuff at $1.2 million or more. Means you have more negotiation and more leverage on those homes. The months of inventory on those homes is significantly higher relative to those price point homes than it has been in the longest time too. And your $400,000 or less homes are sitting on the market on average one day, but on average longer than a $1.2 million home. Let's look at the median, even more, right? So your median days on market for $400,000 or less properties is higher than any other price segment of the market right now. You know what that means? If you've been wanting to buy and you say you don't have any leverage, you can't compete, you don't want to bid, you now have more leverage in that price point than any other buyer right now. Use that to your advantage. I know the affordability is brutal, and I know it is so much more expensive than renting that price point right now, but that's where use that leverage to do a seller temporary buy down. So ask that seller, instead of giving you 1.3% off the list price, get them to give you a seller buy down. Let's negotiate that, because what that does, and I'll put a video of what that is down below and how it helps you, is it makes that home so much more affordable for the next 2 to 3 years. And then you can hedge your bets against the rate changing. And if or when the rates come down, then you can refinance and you don't lose that money that the seller paid. That's credited back towards your principal as money that's already been paid, as opposed to you just buying down the rate, using any cash you have, and then when you refi, you just flush it down the toilet. These are the things that I'm talking to my buyers about. Understanding what parts of the market have leverage, understanding how to use that leverage, what time of year it is, sitting down with my sellers and saying, we need to be prepared to get this thing on the market gorgeous upfront, or we're going to be in for the long haul. And that's how I use this data to strategize with my clients. If you'd like to do a buyer seller consult with me, I do have a link down below where you can schedule those appointments. What are you seeing in the market right now? What are you hearing from other people? What do you think is going to happen? Leave that down below. I am always curious what other people are looking at and what they find interesting. If this was helpful, or you're like, hey, that's really cool, hit the like button. That'll help other people find it. Thanks so much for the time, and have a great day.